If you can follow these 7 rules on your free-to-play account, man, when getting started in Raid, you're not going to go far wrong, man. Rule number 1, spending your gems correctly, which somehow Mr. Taike's here, this is a account takeover video, by the way, has accumulated like 8,000 gems on his account and has spent all of his gems correctly, right? Fully upgraded the gem mine, then dedicated all of his gems to unlocking all of his Guardian Ring slots to be leveling up food champions, which is incredible because look at his Master Vault. Oh, for like a 3-month-old account, man, this is just incredibly glorious to see. It brings a tear to my eye, man. What can I say? And all of the level 60 champions already have their masteries secured as well, which is just mental. Bunch of gems picked up from missions and stuff like that. I will say that while this is going to be more like free-to-play centric tips, a couple of monthly gem packs, I believe, have been purchased on this account, but even if they hadn't been purchased, we'd still be sitting on a supply of about 3,500 gems right now, which is still mighty impressive for Tychus, and so he spent his gems just right. Absolutely love to see it, especially because while a lot of these champions have their masteries farmed, I'm not sure about the Relic Keeper, by the way. I'm not saying this account is perfect. I don't know what Relic Keeper's doing at level 60, but there's no way that we spend gems to unlock all of these masteries, right? It's just not possible, which is lovely to see. It's fine to buy masteries with gems for like 1 or 2 maybe of the first champions on your account that you take up to 60, particularly like your starter champion damage dealer, your campaign farmer, that kind of thing. After that though, you want to be farming the crap out of these in Minotaur, which it looks like that's what we've been doing. Also looks to me that based on Tuhanarak, good old Taiki started off his account the best way possible, which is like rule number 1.5, man. If you ever look at to start off a new raid account, go ahead and get that done by using a beginner promo link for just a maximum amount of free stuff, right? The beginner promo link that's down below this video at the top of the description box will kickstart your account with the Basilius Ryanus, as well as a few free epic champions for you to level up and work on in the earliest months of your account. And those champions will just show up in your inbox as you level up your account, man. So make sure that you start your new raid account with the link down below this video. You can also then use beginner promo code like Taikis did, Desert Queen, on his new raid account to get Tuhanarak as a day 1 start legendary, and get that done while Michelangelo is the login reward legendary. You've got until October 30th to take advantage of that, man. Best beginner promo link going, and yeah. Good old Taikis did a good job of that as well. Rule number 2 is going to be make sure that you're spending your bucks, especially your legendary and epic skill tomes, which are a bit harder to come by, into your most used champions, okay? And when you start booking, especially a legendary champion, make sure you get them fully booked, right? Sometimes you can dodge the A1, and if you can get away with not booking a champion's A1, it's sometimes worth doing that. It's just not that impactful to do, but for the likes of Tuhanarak, it's great to see that she's been fully booked on Mr. Taikis' account, which is great, whereas the Elnaril, even though she's level 60, Taikis has correctly identified that you don't actually need skill bucks on Elnaril. You can reduce the cooldown of her A3, but it's just poison activation. It's fine if you want to get some bucks into this at a later date. But poison activation only becomes super important to your account once you've got multiple very powerful poisoners and you're running into trouble in Demon Lord Clan boss with having too many poisons on the boss. You need to actually just activate them to clear some of them off of the boss, which is not an issue that we're obviously having on this account right now. She also attacks him with her A1, places HP burn, but this debuff can't be resisted and the bucks don't increase the land rate. It's already 100% land rate burn, and same thing with the poisons on the A2 as well. You can fully book up this skill to reduce the cooldown by 1 turn, but it's still a fine skill with 100% land rate poisons, double poison, that is, without any skill books required, and so Elnaril is a very low priority champion to drop the books on. I'm going to go ahead and assume that the Morag and the Deacon have probably also been fully booked as well. Morag, Deacon, hell yes, very nice. Has the Relic Keeper been fully booked? Okay, not quite. Relic Keeper is just not a very good champion. He's got good in-game reviews, he's fine, he's okay, but, okay, he's not fine. He's not very good. But you know what? I'm willing to give this account a pass because it looks like it's in very good shape right now. Point is, when it comes to booking up your champions, finish booking the champions that you're working on and that you use the most on your account first, and don't be spreading out your skill books between multiple people. Mr. Taiki's done a good job of this so far. How many books do we have in reserve? Lovely, and we're actually saving some skill books in reserve as well, which is lovely to see. Another rule that Mr. Taikis has been following on this account is, dude, if you're starting off your account with a promo link and like the Tuhanarak promo code for Desert Queen and you're getting Michelangelo as a free login reward ledger, you're getting off to an incredible start. You've got plenty of champions to build in the earliest months of your account. Build what you've got. Don't feel compelled to pull shards. Don't be baited into pulling shards on your account. This is another rule that Mr. Taikis has followed perfectly. I swear we'll get to some feedback for Mr. Taikis, by the way, in just a bit. It's certainly not all perfect on the account. The Relic Keeper is, you know, a hint towards that, and I've definitely got some big pointers for direction on this account of where to go next. But we're sitting on a lot of shards, man. 8 sacred shards. We haven't pulled a single sacred since starting off this account. We haven't pulled a single ancient since starting off this account. We haven't pulled a single bloody anything, I guess, apart from greens since starting this account. That's a bloody good thing. That said, sitting on 110 ancient shards on an account like this feels like a little bit too much. Honestly, like, there's surely been a 2x ancient shard event at some point on this account already where we should have pulled our shards, right? It's totally fine to pull your ancient shards as long as you're sitting on a stock supply of about 60-ish ancient shards, right? And try not to go below 60-ish. Why 60-ish? Because if you've got yourself 6 or more sacred shards and about 60 ancient shards, that's usually enough shards to get through a fusion event, okay? Which is a big point that I'm going to get to towards the end of this video, right? So just make sure that you stay on that cushion of shards, right? It's about 60 ancients, about 25 to 30 void shards, and about 6 sacred shards. That guarantees that if you just sit on that number of shards and don't go below that, you can pull some shards during a 2x. As long as you don't go below those numbers, you're good to take on fusions and get your hands on some guaranteed and very, very powerful legendary champions when a fusion event comes along. However, in the meantime, again, don't feel baited into pulling your shards, don't feel pressured into pulling your shards. If you start off your account the right way, you can do exactly what Taikis has done right here, and you've got plenty of stuff to build. That's it. Don't just build any old thing. Don't feel compelled to build a champion just because, well, I've got nothing else to do and Cobb said to not pull any shards. Sometimes it's fine to just stockpile your food champions kind of indefinitely, because you need a lot of food champions anyway to get through things like complete fusion events and stuff, where you've got a lot of fragment champions to level up and ascend and rank up and use during a fusion. And so it's fine to set a lot of food champions. Don't feel like you have to go taking Relic Keeper up to level 60. Yeah. Oh, and definitely don't take this 4-star chicken of a champion right here up to, I mean, anything beyond level 50. And even if you do take him up to level 50, he's then just a 5-star chicken. Rule number 4. That is going to be, don't rank up crap. I'm not talking about champions anymore, we're talking about gear and artifacts, which on this account, I'm going to go ahead and just snoop around the builds a little bit. This isn't something that I've actually looked at yet. So the Elnaril sitting on just over 100% crit rate. That's going to be in crit rate gauntlets, which is fine for Elnaril. That's okay. The chest could be attack or defense or HP percent. Yeah, it could be like a defensive stat on Elnaril and be just fine. While she's a damage dealer, she's a poisoner and HP burner first and foremost, and so this defensive stat on Elnaril is totally okay. And while this isn't the best chest plate in the world, of course, again, this account's only a few months old, so we're willing to cut some slack there. Speed boots on every champion. That's something I can check really, really quick. Speed onto Hanorach. Great. The Morag is also sitting on speed. Does she just not have a banner? Wow, we just don't have a single dwarf banner on the entire account. Okay. So when it comes to gearing up your champions, okay, I'll actually just double check real quick that everyone is actually running speed boots. It looks like this is good stuff. This tells me that Mr. Taikis knows what he's doing when he's gearing up his champions like this. It's just a common crappy pair of life set boots, but because they rolled speed as the main stat, we're just gonna get them on the Vegas anyway. Like, who the hell cares? It just doesn't matter, right? Speed is the best stat in the game. And so even if it's a really crappy quality pair of boots, if it rolls into speed as the main stat, again, boots are the only item in this game that can run speed as the main stat and can roll into speed as the main stat, I should say. Take advantage of that. Basically, all of your champions for the first like 6 to 8 months of your account should just be running speed as the main stat on their boots, because it's just the best stat in the game. And so it looks to me like everybody is rocking speed, which is great to see. And Kale is as the campaign farmer. His crit rates look good as well. Very, very nice. Now, as for the lack of accessories on this account, this is a little bit concerning now. It's a little bit concerning. This is because, honestly, farming up a good solid amount of accessories like this, especially banners and accuracy banners and banners with speed rolls on them, it's why banners are so bloody valuable, right? Banners are one of the only accessory, actually the only accessory type in the game that can roll speed as a substat, which is bloody important for, I mean, every champion in the game. What you want to be doing, and what this account wants to be doing at this stage, and what your account wants to be doing, most importantly, is once you've got your first team of like level 60 champions, right? Your first 4 or 5 level 60 champions, maybe you've got like a damage dealer, an increased speed champion, maybe like a decreased defense champion. These are very important roles to cover. And then maybe like one healer / support champion. I know 2 Hanorach's not really the best healer, but just bear with me. What you then want to be doing inside of Raid is playing by event, okay? So you want to go into your tournaments, you want to go into your event tab every single day and just see what's going on in the game. Right here, we've got like an Ice Golem tournament rocking, for example, so you might want to farm this Ice Golem tournament, and while you're also double dipping and farming a Dungeon Divers event as well at the same time, and just farming up all of these little freebies and stuff like that as you go on your account. Ideally, once you get your first team of level 60 champions, you should be able to farm at least stage 16 of basically every dungeon. Maybe apart from like Spider and or Fire Knight, because those take some more specialist champions. They might not have built those yet, which is totally fine. But at least like stage 16, Ice Golem's Peak is quite energy efficient for you to farm for a tournament like this. Ideally stage 20, that's like a really good early game goal to be aiming for. Farming stage 20 of every dungeon is a big deal. Why? Not only is it quite energy efficient, right? It's 32 energy, and the next stage down to 21 is 36, so it gets like bumped up, and this is with super raids enabled, of course. It also no longer has the ability to drop 4-star artifacts in stage 20, which is a massive deal. Now, getting back to the accessories point though, Spider's Den is an exception to this rule. In the early game on your account, it's going to be very tough to farm into Spider's Den, and frankly, it's really impressive that we're able to farm stage 16 already. This is probably because of, let's be real, having the Deacon on this account. Deacon's just such a bloody game changer, but if you can only farm, okay, stage 10 of Spider's Den, bear in mind that stage 10 is better than stage 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, all the way down to 16, okay? The only stage that is better to farm than stage 10 in Spider's Den is stage 16, right? Why? In stage 10 of Spider's Den, it's very cheap to farm, which is lovely. You can only get 4 or 5-star accessories from stage 10, banners, rings, amulets. However, stage 10 has bugged drop rates where it's got like an 80% chance or like a 78% chance or something of dropping a 5-star accessory, not a 4-star. Which is insane, because if you go down to stage 11, that number like halves. Okay, stage 11, 12, 13, 14, these all have terrible drop rates on 5-star accessories. Stage 10 is bugged like hell, so farm stage 10 in the early game and farm Spider's Den tournaments in stage 10 if you can in the super early game, all the way until you can farm stage 16. If you can hit stage 16, then stage 16 is even better, because in stage 16, you can no longer get brews as drops, right? The XP brews, I don't know if you guys can even see behind my camera right now, but you can get like XP brews right here. Yeah, these no longer drop in stage 16, which is great news, because that just means more accessories are dropping, which can only be a good thing. And all of this is a very long-winded way of saying that once you've got your first team of level 60 champions, be farming dungeons, stage 16, 10 in Spider if you can't reach 16, and stage 20 everywhere else that you possibly can, and only be keeping 5-star quality artifacts from then on out, and be on the lookout for any banner that has speed as a substat or has accuracy as the main stat. Accuracy and speed is like creme de la creme. Now, rule number 5 is going to be a very fast one, and that is going to be Blast Arena. And when it comes to farming up your arena medals, it's actually like 2 little rules in one, but you should only ever be spending your arena medals here in the Great Hall during CVC events. That's the first thing. You just get free points in a clan versus clan event by spending medals in your Great Hall, so you might as well wait. A CVC comes along every 2 weeks. They start on Tuesdays. Every 2 weeks, that's the only time you should be spending your medals to get free points during that. And would you look at this, Tychus is getting this right as well, which is crazy, dude. You do have to spend some medals like this in your attack nodes just to complete various early game challenges, which is bloody annoying. But besides that, maxing up your accuracy nodes first is the most important thing. Ideally taking like 3 of these nodes up to level 5 is generally the best way to go, and then taking 1 accuracy node all the way up to 10 as quickly as possible. And that's basically going to complete all of your Arbiter missions, which require you to rank up affinity bonuses in the Great Hall. Accuracy is the highest priority node to upgrade anyway, because like 80% of champions in the game require accuracy, so it's very good on almost your entire roster, which is great. And you're also completing a bunch of early game challenges as well, which we are still working our way through. And actually the challenge that we're on right here is to upgrade 3 affinity bonuses up to level 5. So this is exactly the challenge that I'm referring to, and this is why you want to take 3 of those accuracy nodes up to 5, in my opinion, and then rush 1 of them up to 10. Now, rule number 6, and in fact, speaking of saving your Great Hall medals, not your live arena medals, by the way, you can spend these whenever the hell you want, like forget about it. It doesn't give you CVC points to spend area bonus medals, but your classic arena medals, only ever spend these during CVC. Rule number 6 is going to be to observe the golden rule inside of Raid. I've made entire videos dedicated to this before in the past, so I'm not going to go too far into it. Just understand, okay, that once you get your first team of 60s and you start playing the game by event, okay, Dungeon Divers events, gear enhancement events, goddamn decks of fate that require immortal soulstones to get through a lot of the time, like this one does right here that I'm looking at right now. Certain tournaments like champion training and stuff, which there's not one active right now. You begin to understand and realize very, very quickly that every single resource inside of Raid Shadow Legends has a correct time to be spent, okay? If you're looking to maximize the rewards that you're getting from events, which I recommend that you try and do on your free-to-play account in particular. Your forge materials, you should only ever be crafting stuff during CVC. It just gets you free points, right? Your shards, only ever pull these during 2x events, ideally saving those shard numbers that I mentioned earlier so that you have enough fuel in the tank to get through a fusion event if you want to do that in the future. Upgrading your gear and upgrading your artifacts, well, would you know it, you should only ever be doing that and spending your silver resource during a gear enhancement event for upgrading your stuff at just the right time, which we've actually done already on this account, man. Tychus, man. Absolute student of the game here, man. Love to see it. Oh my god. But this even comes down to things like spending your skill tomes. Only ever be spending these during a CVC. You can throw this rule out of the window somewhat for the first like month or so. Maybe like the first month of your account where you're spending your rare skill tomes on like your Kale to max up his skills, and maybe like one of your early game epic champions. You can go ahead and book those up outside of CVC. You just want the fast progress at the end of the day, but after like the first 30 days, and especially with legendary skill tomes, only ever be spending these during CVC. You can't go far wrong. When it comes to champion training events and champion training tournaments, you generally speaking want to be, these guys are in the Master Vault, right? Yeah, you generally speaking only want to ever be spending your brews to throw into your food champions, like 3 brews into a 4-star food champion to just quickly rank them up to level 18, to just farm a crap load of free points during champ training events and champ training tournaments, to just get free stuff. Your brews are a currency that you can directly convert into free stuff in champion training events and champ training tournaments, and that's why sitting on a good stock supply of food, like Mr. Tychus right here is doing on his account, is a great, great idea. If you want me to break down every single resource in detail on your raid account, man, the golden rule of Raid Shadow Legends, literally just search that in YouTube, man. Cobb Raid Golden Rule. It'll probably come up. And the final rule for success on your free-to-play account is one that we've already sort of alluded to a little bit, and that is preparing for fusions. Not everybody believes in fusion events, by the way. Not everybody's a big fan, okay? The Donatello fusion just went by on this account. Where is he again? Okay, he's in Lizardmen. The Donatello fusion ended like a couple of weeks ago. I wish that this account had done this fusion. I gotta tell you the truth, man. It's a bit sad because the ship has sailed now and I can't exactly take Tychus back in time, but he had enough resources to do this fusion and he should have done it. He should have done it, man. Donatello's a great, great champion. Everybody gets Michelangelo for free, and so, you know, you get some of that bonus passive effect from teaming up with Michelangelo and Donatello. Even if you're not planning on using Michelangelo, Donatello's a great champion in his own right anyway. Bringing an attack all enemies that decreases the cooldown of all ally skills by 2 turns is massive. Like, my god, like, this is so bloody good for, like, not even a Void Legendary. This is like a Void Legendary champion skill, and it's on a Donatello, and it was a Fusion champion, and everybody could have got him. You know, I wish this account had him. Brings increased speed, also brings debuff cleanse on a 3-turn cooldown, plays continuous heal and strengthen, and 10 meter boost on the A3, and the A1 activates continuous heal, which is just nuts. And so you got to be ready to pull the trigger on a fusion that you can identify is going to make a big, big difference for you on your account. What does that actually mean? What resources do you need to save up for a fusion? Well, as soon as you've got 1,000 gems in the bank, 1,000 gems should be enough to get you through most fusions. There's going to be Dungeon Divers events and stuff that you've got to get through in a fusion, and it's a lot of tournament grinding and stuff like that to make sure that you're getting through the tournaments for the dungeons and getting through Dungeon Divers events. About 1,000 gems usually gets that done. The shards we've already touched on. 60 or 70 ancient shards, usually enough. About 25 or 30 Void Shards. As long as it's going to be a 2x event on Void Shards during a Fusion Champion Chase event, about 25 or 30 Void Shards will usually get you through most of the time. And Sacred Shards, you can get away with like as low as 5 Sacred Shards, ideally 6 Sacred Shards or more to get you through a fusion. And then you just want to save up about 25 million silver for getting through gear enhancement events, which will also be part of a fusion as well. There's usually 3 in total, and most of them time they cost you between like 15 and 20 million silver to get through each gear enhancement event. So as long as you're farming plenty of dungeon tournaments and stuff during a fusion, you can earn enough silver to get through the other gear enhancement events, as long as you start off with a cushion of about 25 million silver. This account could have done the last fusion. And honestly, for me, a lot of people say, oh, I don't bother with fusions because I'd rather pull my shards during like a random 2x and rather than save my shards for fusions. And I sort of understand that. I sort of get it. For me, maybe this is just me, I'd rather wait for a fusion event where I can guarantee, okay, or as close to guarantee as possible, that I'm going to get a guaranteed legendary champion at the end of a fusion event that I know for a fact is really going to help out my account and is filling a big gap in my roster. Maybe I badly need like a block buffs champion, and this champion brings exactly that tool. Or maybe I need a crazy, you know, arena specialist nuker that can like penetrate stone skin, and I just don't have anything like that on my account right now, and I really badly want that on my account. I can choose to go for that fusion and get that guaranteed legendary. For me, I prefer that over going for the more random element of I'm just gonna pull my shards whenever and hope to god that I hit on something that I want. It's definitely more exciting to just pull your shards and do it that way, but for account progression, I don't know, dude. I feel like saving for fusions is just best case scenario, which this account is well set up to do. Now, a word of warning, okay? Big word of warning. When it comes to fusion champions, while some fusion champions inside of Raid are absolute game changers and just literally change the meta of the game forever, like a Vaultkeeper Wixwell, or just very, very powerful champions like Donatello, like we've already covered on, do not feel like you just have to go for a champion because it's a fusion and you've got the resources and you've psyched yourself up and you're ready to do it, and you already know based on like content creators' fusion plan videos and stuff that during the champ chase there's probably going to be a 2x on ancient shards, and you've got like 80 ancient shards and you're ready to pull your ancient shards and it's going to be great and you want to do the fusion, and then the fusion champion is scored at the half spawn. Okay, not a terrible champion. Not a terrible champion, okay? He brings like an attack all enemies. I did this fusion on my main account, so I can really speak to this guy. Attacks all enemies before attacking. He places a hex debuff on all enemies for 2 turns, or a 3-turn cooldown. Great. Okay, so he blasts hex on everybody. This skill deals bonus damage based on how many hex debuffs your scored places. He's quite a solid Hydra damage dealer. I'd say he's like a B tier, okay? Issue with Scored is that he then brings like an attack one enemy before attacking. He buffs up with increased attack. He repeats this attack on all enemies under Hex. It's not quite as good as you might think, okay? It's also particularly useless into wave content because it's only useful against enemies that are under Hex debuff. You kill the first wave of enemies with this A3, then he goes into the next wave and uses this skill. It's just going to be an attack one enemy because you're not going to have the A3 ready to use against the next wave. He's got issues into wave content. He's got issues into most content. He's only decent into Hydra as a damage dealer, and even then, he's not incredible. Let's score at the half spawn be a lesson to you, okay? And it was a lesson to me on my main account. You don't have to go with every fusion, man. Just because you're ready to do a fusion and you have the resources to do a fusion, if it's going to stretch your account thin, just wait. Just wait, man. Every, I'd say maybe 3 or 4 months, there's really a fusion that I would consider to be unmissable inside of Raid. We're talking the likes of Armand's the Magnificent. Still to this day, one of the best wave controller champions in this game. Kind of great everywhere where wave control is good. Wave content, Dark Fair, all of that kind of stuff. And one of the best arena champions in the game. Estra Dreamsong. 10 meter booster, enemy speed decreaser, places weaken debuff, decreases enemy 10 meter, brings in arena speed aura. Massive jack of all trades, powerhouse support champion, fantastic into Hydra, almost all PvE areas of the game actually, and very, very powerful into PvP as well. There are fusion champions in this game that you really, really do not want to miss. I would suggest that Donnie was one of them. Honestly, for me, the upcoming fusion champion, which by the time this video goes live, this fusion might be starting in like a day or two, it's going to be a new dwarf legendary champion that can attack through stone skin. He's going to be more of like a PvP specialist champion. This is not the kind of champion that you want to pull the trigger on as like the first fusion ever on your account. He's a live arena champion. He's not a champion that's going to help out an early game account that's just trying to get started in their very first fusion, man. So the upcoming fusion is going to be a skip for most people. And I recommend that it's going to be a skip for Mr. Taike's account as well. And so there you have it. My advice for this account is going to be wait for a absolutely unmissable, awesome fusion and really pull the trigger on it, you might want to go ahead and check out some content creator videos on the day the fusion begins. You'll be able to see like a fusion calendar and give you a fusion plan and let you know what events you can skip and what events you should absolutely blast and on what days to guarantee that you're going to get the fusion done. That's something I'd be looking to do on this account for the very first fusion that we want to take part in. And I'd also start blasting these gems into energy refills to start finishing some tournaments, man. This Shredder's Wrath tournament, I would farm all the way to the big red rock. I'd farm 3,000 points in this and make sure that we are getting this Immortal Soulstone at the very least, just as an example, you know. You want to keep an eye out for any kind of tournament in this game. It's usually champion training tournaments, for example, or champion training events sometimes that award legendary skill tomes as part of the personal rewards. Those can be great to blast your resources into as well on your account. And just in general, start playing by event and start investing these gems. God damn it, Taikis. You're off to an incredible start with this account, and yeah, the sky's the limit in terms of progress given how well we've managed our resources on this one. So not much for me to really fix on this account, but you know what? It's nice to spotlight an account every now and then that's just doing great that I can just give some general pointers to. You know what I'm saying, man? And hopefully we covered a lot of stuff in this one that's going to help out any newer players that are watching this video as well. So thanks for stopping by. If you're looking to create a new account, man, start off the right way like Mr. Taikis did by using a beginner promo link. You can find one down below at the top of the video description box. Just click on that link and use that link to create a new raid account to start off with a whole bunch of free champs and get that done while Michelangelo is the Logan Reward Legendary. Got until October 30th, god damn it, to get that done. Thanks for stopping by, and I'm going to catch all of you guys just a bit later, man.